courthouse clock is saying it's 6 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and call this August meeting of the Blount County Board of Zoning Appeals to order. Roger, if you call the roll, please.
Larry Chesney's absent. Bruce Damrow?
Here.
Stan Hedrick? Here. Rob Walker?
Here. If there's no discussion, is there a motion to approve last month's meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second. Roger? We've got, what, one variance
I've got,
tonight and one?
We have one, the cell tower, the applicant has pulled the request because they are working with that community out there. I think I forwarded you guys some information on that, and they've come to an agreement, and they pulled it at their request so they could put the new site plan together to bring back to you guys next month.
Okay.
But other than that, our first is a special exception for a change of use at 1625 South Odell Road. The requested, the property is located in the suburbanizing zone and is identified on tax map 56 parcel 109.21. The property was most recently used to manufacture pet products. Recently we have had applicants to request establishing a new use on the property, but none of that have been established. This request is for a small building manufacturer. Their business constructs small buildings like guard shacks and then delivers them to the customer. The owner of the business has reported that a flatbed semi-truck would take out deliveries on Fridays. I know that the traffic is a big concern on this road, and the previous company reportedly generated many semi-truck trips throughout the week. And then I had attached a packet of information that was supplied to me by the applicant about the nature of their business and kind of what they project their hours at operation. And basically 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, about 5 to 10 employees, and wouldn't have any EPA concerns as far as fumes, smells, hazards, material. And here it says trucks, two to three trucks per week average on a semi-flat bed or a box truck.
Is there anyone here in favor of this special exception who'd like to speak? Is there anything else you'd like to tell us other than what Roger has said?
Well, that building.
If you want to come to the microphone and tell us your name, please, sir.
My name's Ken Taylor, and I purchased the building some 4 months ago. It was in pretty much disarray. Really have done a lot to bring the building up to, I'm sure the neighbors are pretty happy with the appearance of it now compared to what it was. Seeing that they did have some trucks in the past, I have reviewed that, and the two trucks, the two flats on Fridays, I'm sure that that should be it. And a box truck for deliveries of material, it's a clean operation, and I sure would appreciate it if you guys would approve it.
All right. Thank you. Is anyone in opposition? We'll open the floor for discussion from the board.
Are you MWTI?
No, sir.
You're just renting the building to them?
Yes, sir, I am.
How big a building is it?
10,250 square feet. They do modular type buildings too, dorm rooms, glass offices, the cubicle type glass enclosures, mezzanines. They do an assortment of things. I think they would be a good neighbor. I told them that I don't want to upset any of the neighbors, and I don't want to upset you guys, but I do need to turn a profit on this building.
And you said the flatbeds would be going out on Fridays, and
Two.
the box.
Two.
And how many box trucks are you expecting during the week?
No more than
Deliveries?
one.
Just one? Okay.
Have you already hired the employees? Or do you have the
No,
5 to
sir.
10 employees yet, or?
No, I'm the owner of the building. This company is a company I would like to lease the building to.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, I got you. All right, okay.
Any other discussion from the board? I'll entertain a motion.
I move we grant it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Bruce Stamrow,
Yes.
Stan Hedrick,
Yes.
Rob Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you.
If you want to just pass a set of these down, those guys, I don't know if how well it came through on the email, but that site plan speaks, definitely a picture's worth 1,000 words in this instance. This request is for a variance from the front setback requirements at 1113 West Millers Cove Road. The property is identified on tax map 82, parcel 78, and is zoned R1. The required front setback is 30 feet from the property line or the road right-of-way. The requested variance is for an encroachment on these setbacks by additions to the existing house and a carport that is proposed to replace the existing garage. This property is wedged in between West Millers Cove Road and Hess's Creek Road, which will require 2 front setbacks. The existing house and garage do not meet those requirements, nor will the proposed additions. This property is accessed from West Millers Cove Road from that side, and the setbacks being requested from that side are 23 feet from the proposed room addition and 19 feet for the carport, and that's at the closest. You know, it kind of tapers down through there a little bit. The carport will be placed at the same location as the existing garage and will be about 4 feet wider and 2 feet longer. The proposed room addition will be set back 2 feet more than the existing home. And the requested setbacks from Hess Creek Road are 11 feet for the carport and 25 feet for the room addition. And once again, that's at the closest points. One end of the additions will actually meet the 30 feet. The hardship in this case is the shape of the property and the existing location of the structures they have to work with. I have included the survey that we're looking at and the locations of the additions and the setbacks that are being requested.
Is there anyone here in favor would you like to comment on what Roger has just told us?
Well, this is not, my name is Damon Falconer, by the way. I'm the architect working on the project. This is not between the proverbial rock and the hard place. This is between 2 rocks, the street there. And so with those 2 streets that are there, of course, we're wanting to keep the house and to be able to make the house, add additional room to the house. And we want to upgrade the outbuilding there. That's the kind of a little garage / smokehouse / storage building, and make it really nice looking. So,
Who is building this?
who's building it?
Uh-huh.
We don't have a builder just
Or
yet.
who owns it, I should say.
The owner his name is Scott Keating.
Is this the McNeely property? Steve
Yes.
McNeely? Who's done that? Is there any discussion from the board? I don't believe there's anyone else here in opposition to speak.
Yes. I'm all for it, except, and some of the history on this building or the location, it is tight, and it's located on a curve. And there's continual wrecks people running off the road, running down to actually hit the building and all that. And over time, there's been, the county was going to put a guardrail around through there. The light pole gets knocked down. What it boils down to is a safety issue. And did they mention anything to you about guardrails?
We would love to have a guardrail there. That would be our next step.
Well, and I talked with the son today, and they just don't know what kind of guardrail. They want it to be pretty, which I'm sure it will be. And it wasn't really too up for the fact that you just put a standard old guardrail in there. But it needs guardrail, and I think everybody agrees on that. But what would you suggest on a guardrail?
The owner has, we mentioned about the guardrail. We haven't actually had a discussion about the type of guardrail. He would be happy if there was a guardrail now. What we can't figure out is how they ever hit the house. The house has been hit twice, as we understand, over the years. There's a huge tree there.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out how they hit the house with a big tree there on that trajectory, but somehow
Missed the tree.
somehow they missed the tree. We got a pretty good guardrail on the tree. But, we would like to talk to the highway department and see what options we have.
Well, I sent Bill Dunlap a note today, and they're getting ready to repave the whole road up through there.
Good.
And it's going to do it in July, but it's going to be probably next week before they get off the job they're in now. So, now's a great time to address it, whether or not the county puts the guardrail in, whether you want to work with the county
Love to.
to come up with a different guardrail system that's attractive.
We'd love to do that.
That's my only concern. And it's a safety issue, and with the addition, it'll be built on here. That's just moving it closer to where they come off the road. And I don't think that's. I think that everybody's thinking about what to do here, but we need to put it down to where it has to happen.
As far as the safety concern, will they have to back out their driveway when they leave their home?
They'd like to be able to turn around. We would do a turnaround.
Oh, there is, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering, as far as ingress and egress, would it not be safer to come down Heston Creek Road and pull in that way?
It would be nice to do that, but the elevation doesn't allow us to do that. Hesses Creek drops down.
Drops down to.
And the addition that we have planned, where the two accidents have happened, actually steps back and makes it further away from the road.
Okay.
You can still see the corner of the house, under the house, over where the foundation got hit, in that front corner.
Mm-hmm. Board have any more discussion?
Well,
Is there anything that we can do, Roger, to maybe facilitate or suggest, recommend?
We don't have any authority to require a guardrail to be put in. I mean, you can vote on whether to approve or disapprove the variance. And if you were to say that this creates a more hazardous condition by these additions, I mean, the house is still going to be there, but you could determine if it's creating a more hazardous condition, then that could be a condition to turn down the request.
when are the plans to construct this if everything goes good?
Well, they asked me to start on it 2 weeks ago, but I've been kind of dragging my feet, so Monday, we will work as fast as we can to get the drawings done, ready for approval by the county permit office, and we want to construct as quick as possible.
So we don't have any, we don't have no authority to ask the county to put a guardrail in, but do we have authority to require guard protection of some kind?
Under the variance,
It'd be G, probably, G1. Granting the variance will materially endanger the public health or safety, is that what you're talking about?
yeah, I mean, the only thing you could do is either approve or disapprove the request for a variance. You know, on the cell towers, it gives you some specific language in there that gives you the ability to require different stuff if you see fit. And it's not the same with the variance request.
Well, if we all agree it's a safety issue, and we want, and I'm sure whatever's done will be done right and look good, but I'd like to make sure it's gonna be.
Well, if it's a concern, I mean, you could vote to turn down the request.
Well, if you turn down the request, that means you don't get a start.
Well, will this room addition and this garage that's basically going in the same place, or this carport that's going in the same place, will that create a more hazardous condition that already exists? I mean, will this variance request make the situation worse?
I don't think it'll make I don't think the carport will make the situation worse. It's a little tight, but the way it is right now, it'll probably be an improvement, because right now it sort of drops off the road, and it'll probably be brought up to where it's even, so the carport thing will probably be an improvement to what's there now. Public safety on the additions to the buildings, probably won't make any difference on public safety, but the personal safety is a concern. I hate.
But there's already a garage there, so he's really not changing anything.
You're not changing
Looks of
anything.
the structure.
Yeah, it's a situation that I'm sure they'll address and come up with something.
In looking at our regulations, I'm looking at G and I'm going, I appreciate what you said over there, but I'm going, it's not, I don't see how it's gonna endanger not the public, and that's really what our considerations would be. Is it gonna be a difficulty for the applicant? That we don't know, other than the past history's been run into. So if I take it from just what we have in front of us, I'd say I see no problem in granting the variance.
Are you making that as a?
I will make that as a motion.
All right, is there a second?
I say, just wanted to point out, it's just a situation which. Yeah, correct.
Bruce Damrow,
Yes.
Stan Hedrick,
Yes.
Rob Walker.
Yes. You're good
Motion
go.
to approve is approved.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
That's it? All right.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
You're welcome.